I am a horrible father who forgot to get him milk this week, so he's getting ready, Whip. But you're only getting one refill. But hello and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of My Big Fat Journey, where this week I need to get the brightness right. This should be a quicker episode because there's not really a whole lot to report on in the terms of what really happened this week, because there's not really too much to report on. But let's go and start off with the weight loss, which is a loss, which is good. 1.2 pound loss this week. Not as much as the 4.4 that we had last week, but that's all right. And I feel like this is really, really bright. But taking us down to 267 pounds or 207.6 lost. Getting closer to that 250 mark. And getting closer to that 250 mark really does make me feel a lot better. Because 250, although that's heavy, I feel like that is when I will truly be back into kind of a more normality range with everyone else. Even though I may appear at 250, I mean, I've heard a lot of other people say that they weigh 250. So that's kind of a mark I've been waiting for. So we're only 17 pounds away. Yeah, I'm really excited. This week though, well actually just today, went through my closet and I found some older clothes that kind of mark where I was in different ages. Kind of like a t-shirt size encyclopedia or timeline, however you want to put it. But back when I first got into college, my mom had gotten me a shirt from the campus bookstore. So after I was done with my campus tour, I get back to the car. She's like, "Oh, I got this for you because we're so excited for you to be in college." And that shirt was a 3X, and I remember I couldn't properly fit into it. It was just slightly too small, so I never really wore it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, sir. But that shirt was a 3X, and I now fit into a 2X now. So we're now to end of high school weight-wise, which is just kind of dumbfounding that we are going back nearly 10 years ago right now. That I'm back to where I was 10 years ago. It's so long ago. And it feels really, really good to have taken those 10 years back off in the span of a year. It's really, really awesome to kind of have that. And then I was looking at every single one of my work shirts that I had back in the day, and all of those were 4Xs. And I'm just like, yep, we're past that now. So it's just really, really nice to be able to see some of these old shirts. And I still got one more to go from high school that I'm excited to get back into, because once I get back into that one, then that really, really signifies where I've been. Also, I have a Letterman's jacket still at home, not this home, but mom and dad home, which I believe is like a 2X. So I'm still yet to try and get back into that thing, because I was able to fit into it back in high school, but I wasn't able to like properly fit into it because it was the biggest size that they had. So most of the time I just wore it unbuttoned, but it would be nice to get back into that thing. I think the only other thing that I really have to report on this week is that 2 weeks ago I did the 10K run, and last week we confirmed that we had enough people to submit it to Guinness. And let me pull up the numbers here from Guinness. That's right, we got a reply from them. Now, we started out with 150,000 people signed up to do this run. 150,000 people. That was a huge number. And it was like, oh, we're gonna get this by 10,000 miles. Yeah, that did not turn out to be the case by any means. Because as it came dwindling down more and more as time was going on, a lot of people either A, just didn't do it, or B, they didn't submit things properly, which is what Guinness found. We ended up having virtual runners send 40,000 successful participants to Guinness, and Guinness only approved only about half at 25,523, which is still a substantial number. It was more than enough to do the world record. We got confirmed, but it's kind of tragic when 40,000 were submitted to Guinness, and Guinness was like, nah, there's 15,000 of these things that are not valid. So that sucks a good bit for them. But it doesn't suck for me, because when I read what happened, I actually did submit everything properly. So right now it's just a matter of Guinness posting it online that we did it officially, and we can go ahead and order our participations. So I'm excited to be able to get that and have it framed on the wall with my hat. So really excited for that. Other than that, the only other things that I really learned this week is I took it really easy this week because I got a little bit scared. With Lewis Bakery's new breads, the Hawaiian and cinnamon loaves, I decided to take it a little bit easy on the diet, see if I could still have a loss, because I was a little bit concerned. Don't you even. No. I was a little bit concerned if it would do the same thing that Aunt Millie's did and would kick me out of ketosis. So the fact that we still were able to have a loss tells me that this bread is perfectly legal, perfectly fine. The carbs are probably accurate to what they're saying. I got a comment saying that they were suspicious of it, and I really am not. I think since I still had a loss, I'm pretty confident everything is still very accurate and that it is still a miracle bread, 9.75 out of 10, something like that. This week, I really do want to go back into it hard because I have taken, I think, 2 weeks in a row where it's been relatively easy street, having just a little something in the afternoons that I don't need, but it's just been enough to take the edge off, and I need to get back into it a little bit more hardcore, and I want to try and do a little bit more exercise, because when I had that 4.4 pound loss, that just felt really good. I would really like to have another solid week like that, get us a good chunk closer to breaking 260. That would be really cool. And we're only another 2.4 pounds away from reaching 210 pounds lost. So there's goals all over the place that we can reach, and we're so close to doing it. But I just really would love to have a really solid week next week. I think it's perfectly possible. I did not do my cheat keto this weekend. That's the other thing, is that I may have it this weekend. I don't know. Life's complicated, so it's to be determined if I will or if I won't. It just kind of depends on what happens. But for right now, as it stands, I'm probably still going to be on keto. But I would really like to have a really solid week, and I would like to make sure that I'm still in control. Because the one thing that's still on my mind is that if I give up a little bit, and then I give up just a little bit more, and 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 a little bit more, soon I'm back down here to where I don't want to be. And it's so hard to get yourself back up. So I need to make sure that my mentality is still where it needs to be, back up here. So I want to make sure that even though I've had 2 weeks here where I've been a little bit down here, that we go ahead and we kick it back up. I want to make sure we're still in control. But that's pretty much it for this week. A little bit shorter than normal. Nothing really else to report on though. So just been kind of enjoying the keto lifestyle. And the keto tasting videos are back. I did do that one video, and I have another one coming out this next week. I've already actually recorded it. It's a really good one. It's cookies. Again, we gotta love our sweets. So I'm really excited to do that. And then I also have three more coming down the pipeline eventually, but probably won't record those this week. I'll edit the one for this week though. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys back here next week. Good night.